Hello and welcome to another video from me, Rough Swordsman Wargamer. It's part 6 of my playthrough of Zero Leader, the World War II Pacific Theatre solitaire game published by DVG and designed by Chuck Seegert. It's day 6 of our campaign, the last day, and we are on 13 victory points. And this is our last day to try and get to at least a good evaluation. So let's see what targets we're going to get for this last day. So, as always, let's give the deck a quick shuffle. And the same with this one. And you can just see it, 2 cards are being picked. So we've got assembly area. Our communications we had in the last video. So let's have a close look at those. And wow, would you believe it? Still no secondary keyword. They are in the deck, I assure you. But we've got the assembly area and communications. The assembly area, we can take 5 aircraft and 3 damage is needed. 2 sights in the target area and 1 in each approach. And for the bandits, 2 in the target and 1 in each approach. VP's 5. And the intel moves 1 along to the right. It's a soft target and small -1 turn. And there is an improvement which comes into effect as soon as we draw it. And if we don't destroy this, if the game was continuing on after this mission would apply. And it says, do not move recon or intel counters to the right. Communications, 3 aircraft, 5 hits. 2 sights in the target area, 1 in each approach. And for the bandits, we have 1 in the target and 1 in each approach. 3 VPs. And the recon moves 1 to the right, another soft target, and that penalty, which doesn't apply unless we fail to do the mission. And if that happens, we move the intel 2 to the left. But as we haven't got any secondary, I think we'll do the assembly area. So we'll pop that in the target, and we'll get on with the pre-flight. Just before we do, though, and I did remember we had this event card at the end of our last mission, which says at the start of the next mission, place the opportunity special sight counter in the center area. And there it is. And if we destroy that special sight, we will get an extra VP. And here it is on the map. Here we go then. We've drawn our target cards and selected our target. Sights. So here's our big pot of sights. 1 in each approach and 2 in the target area. Oh, no sight. And 2 in there. Oh, another special sight. Some rifleman. 90 mil. Oh, that's got a range of 1, but only high. A 40 millimeter high and low, but no range, and no sight. And a light machine gun, low attacking only. So we get rid of that, and we'll pick another special sight. Here they are. So radio call, I think we've had this before. If you have a friendly bomber or large aircraft in the same area as this special site at the end of any turn at high altitude, gain +2 on all air-to-ground attack rolls for all aircraft until the end of the mission. Well, we're going to need at least one dive bomber for that, I think. But it's going to take a bit of jiggery-pokery because we've got to be high at the end of the turn to get that. So a dive bomber is going to have to put off its diving if we want to get that. But it is a -1 turn, so we'll see how we go. Right, next, assign pilots, and then we'll arm them. Here are the 5 pilots I've decided on. We've got Matsuda and Yamazaki as escorts, Ishikawa, Nomura and Miyamoto as our bombers. We've got Ishikawa as our dive bomber, and the other 2 are the larger Kates. And thinking about this special site, I might use one of these to stay at high altitude, which they can because they've got the level keyword. That bomber will get a -2 modifier for their air-to-ground, but as you can see, they've all got their samurai spirits. We might as well use them. It's the last mission of the campaign, and hopefully they can take care of those 2 special sites and get a bit of extra reward. So that's the pilots. Now we have to arm them. I think what we'll do is give Ishikawa 2 500s, and the other 2 will give a big un, a £1,000 to each. And let's get going with the mission. So, target bound flight phase, draw target bound event card. Oh no, subtract 1 from your air-to-ground rolls against sites. Well, that's going to be these. Oh well, let's see what happens there. Let's see if I can remember to use it this time. Place aircraft and choose altitude. Well, we're obviously coming in here. Well, I think we'll bring in the escorts low. That does mean that this rifleman unit here will be able to have a go. But if we come in low, that means they can have a go at those sites with their guns. So we'll do that. Matsuda in low, Yamazaki in low. Our bombers, Ishikawa will have to come in high so he can dive bomb. I mentioned earlier that I was going to put off the dive bomber diving to low so we could get the radio call special site, but I've decided to bring Miyamoto in high. He will get the -2 air to ground, but hopefully we can pick up this radio call and that will negate his -2. But Nomura will be coming in low. Determine and place bandits. Now, as it's the last mission, I might as well use this. Our surprise card, and it's the bottom bit. Discard and pay 1 SO point during the target bound step to reduce bandits' air-to-air modifier by 2. So I'll just adjust the player log for that. We've got plenty of SO points. So we'll see if we can remember to use that as well. So, bandits. Here's all the F4Fs. And we want 2 in the target, 1 in each approach. There we go. So what do we got here? No bandit, a -2, newbie, a no bandit, a -2, oh, no bandit, and another -2. So let's remove the no bandits. And that's what we have. Intel Air Defense Adjustment. Now this does look like it will be a bit of a cakewalk. Famous last words though, because we can remove one sight and two bandits. Which sight shall we remove? The only two dangerous sights is the rifleman in the target area and this one, which has a range of 1, so we can actually hit into here as well. So I think on balance we'll remove that one. And 2 bandits, well they're all -2, so we'll move those 2. That means this one will have to travel across. Draw over target event card. For the rest of this mission, choose a pilot on this mission, reduce their attack rolls by 1 and remove their stress counters. Reduce their attack rolls by 1. Oh dear, but remove their stress counters. So he's had a little drink before flying. So I think we'll use Matsuda because he is the only pilot that has a stress, so we'll take that off. But he does have a -1 on his attack rolls. Right, so I've gone away and I've made up one of them. I'm going to put that on Matsuda just to remind me. And making things like that, they won't go to waste. They'll go into the box to be used next time. So we can get rid of that because I've made a note on the card. Put the turn counter in the 1 box, but this is a -1 turn mission. So we'll put it in the 2 box. And we're ready for the over target phase. So not much happening here, so we're moving in. And this one is moving in. We move the turn counter. Ishikawa isn't diving yet. Nobody's got situational awareness. And this, when attacks occur, will mean this poor bandit will have a -4. So I don't hold up much hope for his chances. But we're going to move in. Let's make some room. Matsuda, Yamazaki, Ishikawa, Nomura, and Miyamoto, and this bandit is going to have a go at Matsuda. Oh no, what am I doing? Matsuda's got that -1 attack, so we might as well make it as easy as possible. We'll have Yamazaki deal with that one. Everybody's moved, so we advance the turn counter. Because Miyamoto is high at the end of the turn, we do get this +2 air to ground. So next, Ishikawa's diving to low. Fast pilots attack, no, so we're going to have a dogfight here. So that bandit is going to try to do the best it can. So its maneuver choice is a D10 with a -4. Doesn't look good. That's a tight turn. So -4 plus minus another 2, so that's -6. Yamazaki's maneuverability is a 1, so that's another -1. So if my maths is right, that's a -7. Five -7 is -2. So that's no effect. The resolution, we've got a -4, -2 for Yamazaki, so that's -6. But we have a robustness of a -1, so that's a +1. So -5. And the stats for this F4F is, get it in focus, 6, 8, 9. Eight minus 6 is 2. It's a miss. Right, next, rifleman. I'm going to have a go at one of these who are low. So 1, 2, 3. 3, it's Nomura, our bomber. Their stats 6 and 11. So it can't be destroyed. So let's see what they get. Oh, blimey. So that's a 10. So that's a damage. And a +2 stress for Nomura. Wasn't expecting that. Now it's Yamazaki to return fire. So it looks like he's going to get a +6 on his throw because of the -4 here and his +2. Yeah, let's have a go at a yo-yo then. So what do we got? Maneuverability of 1. There's Yamazaki. Friendly air-to-air is +2. Their air-to-air is a -4, so that's a +4. So that's a +7. Good grief. Six plus 7 is 13. That's a +2 position and a +1 attack. So this poor old bandit is now being tailed. So to resolve it, it's the 2 air-to-airs and his position plus +1 attack. So that's a +2 for us, a -4 for the bandit, which turns into a +4, so that's 6. Plus another 3 because he's tailed, and 1 for the +1 attack, that's 4. So altogether, that's lots. I think it's a +10. No point in throwing, but we will, so that's 13. He needed 8 or more, so a victory for Yamazaki. The other slow pilots are going to drop their bombs. So Ishikawa, the dive bomber, is going to drop. I'll get rid of that actually. He's going to drop his 2 500 bombs. He will get a +2 for his dive bombing and another +2 because of the radio call. So we'll throw 2 dice. The stats on these is 7 and 10. So what do we say? A +2 for his dive bonus. And another +2 for the radio call. He might as well use his samurai spirit. So we don't need to throw the dice for one of the bombs. That's a 10. So that's going to be 2 hits from this one. We throw the dice for the other one with a +4. That's another 2 hits, so that's already destroyed. Let's use Nomura because he's at low and he won't have that -2 for dropping his bombs at high altitude. So let's drop a 1,000 pounder on that opportunity site. He's going to use his samurai spirit. So that's a 10. So not even needing to throw the die. That's 3 hits to that. We've got that as well. We don't need to do anything else. Everything is clear. We can, tell you what, let's try and do that one. Let's see if Matsuda can do it. He's got his -1 attack, but he's going to use his samurai spirit. So he's got a base of 10, but he gets a +2 here. We have to take off 1, so that's a +1. And he does get an air to ground with -1, so he's got to throw 8 or more again. No chance. Okay, do the overkill bit. We're going to drop this 1,000-pounder on that site, just so Miyamoto can get another victory, although it doesn't really matter at this point. He's going to use one of his 3 samurai spirits. So that's 10, but he gets +2, -1. So that's a +1, and he gets a +3. So that's +4, I think. Those riflemen are no more. And Miyamoto gets a victory. That's his first one. So we can get rid of that. We didn't need these other 2 events for R&R and the destroyed pilot, so we can put those back because it's all over bar the shouting now. Move the turn counter. And we're on the homebound flight phase. Oh, forgot we've got to draw another card. Might have to bring those 2 cards back. Let's see, hold on. Save this card. At the start of a mission, inflict 2 stress on a pilot to add +3 to their rolls. Oh, hyper-focused. But we don't need it. So we are now debriefing. So we can get rid of those. That's dealt with. We need that. That's been dealt with. Everybody can come back to base. Here we are. Record mission outcome. Victory points, adjust, recon and intel counters and special option points. So here we are. -1 SO point for using that event card. So down to 21. 6. A bit grubby there to rub it out because I forgot about the extra VP for destroying that. So 6, we're up to 19. Adjust recon and intel counters. Let's do that. So intel moves 1 to the right. Just doing this for the sake of completeness. So it's now 2 sites and 2 bandits if we were carrying on. But we're not. But having 19 victory points means we're in the good evaluation. Place maintenance needed on aircraft that flew today. So there we go. I'm just doing all this just for the sake of completeness. Of course, it doesn't really need to be done. This is the end of the campaign, but there we go. Add target stress. So that's 1 each for everybody. So that's 1 there and 3 there then. Record pilot experience. So everybody gets 2 experience points. And that does mean that Yamazaki would be promoted if there was another mission. Allocate maintenance crew. So 2 can do those 2. 2 can do those. And we need 1 to get rid of that damaged, and then another to do the regular maintenance. So that's all done. Get those off. Yep, I've forgotten to do the pilot stress recovery. I'll just do that after this. Yamazaki has a coolness, so he can remove one. So can Ishikawa. Yep, and Miyamoto. And Nomura can remove one to go back to 2. And that's it. That's the end of the campaign. So this has been the 6th and final part of a playthrough of Zero Leader, the World War II Pacific Theatre solitaire game, published by DVG and designed by Chuck Seegert. Well, there we go. I know this has been an introductory campaign and it looked pretty easy, but as I said at the beginning, I wanted to play an introductory campaign just to get me back into the system. So next time will be a harder campaign. Believe me, if it's anything like Corsair Leader, it gets really difficult. But I'm pleased I've got back into the system. I thoroughly enjoyed it. And if you've not come across these games before, or you own some of the other Air Leader series, hopefully these videos have given you an insight into how it's different from the others, or how it plays if you're new to them. But I hope you enjoyed it. As I said, I know I have. Been tremendous fun playing this. If you have, and you haven't done so already though, why not consider subscribing to the channel, because it really does help. Also very helpful is pushing that old like button underneath the video, the thumbs up, that helps as well. And if you want to see what other videos the channel uploads, then push the bell. As always, you are encouraged to leave a comment. I love to read them. Thanks as always to my subscribers. Really appreciate it, everyone. And if you wish to support the channel a little bit further, well, now you can. You can buy the channel a coffee, and I'll leave a link in the description. Or you can push the super thanks button. Either of which, if you decide to do that, will be gratefully received, and it does help to keep the channel ticking along. So thank you. Well, that's Zero Leader. In the can, as they say. What's happening next? Well, you'll have to keep watching to find out. But until then, as always, you take care and goodbye.